Tokia, yanaleo. Mi yan kekan-san. Mi wile pana e sona ni. Semela, sina ken toki e pona pi yan ante. Hey everyone, I'm Greg Dan3, and today I want to tell you about how to give a compliment in Toki Pona, in this lesson that is definitely on time for Valentine's Day. But what is a compliment? Just kidding. Compliments can take many forms. They can focus on looks, personality traits, things you've done, skills you have, things you care about, and tons more. But the core of a compliment is pointing out one of these things and saying what you see that's so good about it. And this is something that Toki Pona excels at. The honesty and directness of a good compliment is exactly what Toki Pona wants from all communication. So, let's go through lots of examples of compliments given in Toki Pona and see if we can learn something about how to tell our friends we love them. To start out, let's say a friend recently got a sweet haircut. It suits them so well. It's sharp. It's perfect from morning to night. How many ways can we tell them that their hair is amazing? Well, first we can just say it. Let me write it out. Linya, lawa, sina, li, pona, mute, a. Linya, lawa, sina, li, pona, mute, a. Let's work through this really quick. Linya is lines and ropes. Lawa is head or control, and sina is our second person pronoun, you. Linya is our head of the subject here at the start of the sentence. Lawa and sina modify it, so altogether, linya, lawa, sina is the threads of your head or your hair. Then in the verb, pona, mute, a. Pona is the head. Mute and a both modify it. Pona means good, mute means a lot, and a is just a way of saying this statement is very exciting to you. It's an emotional statement. So altogether, that's like saying very good or awesome or amazing. So the overall translation is then, your hair is amazing, or your hair is very good. This pattern is going to show up a lot throughout this lesson, because most compliments boil down to describing something in a positive way. But what if we wanted to get more specific? Let's add some detail in another example. Sina, weka, tan, lape, lon, tempo, poka. Taso, linya, sina, li, awen, pona, tawa, lukin. Sina, weka, tan, lape, lon, tempo, poka. Taso, linya, sina, li, awen, pona, tawa, lukin. And let's work this example again. Sina, second person pronoun, so I'm speaking to you. Weka, remove, go away. Tan, a preposition, from or because of. Lape, to rest or sleep. Lon, another preposition, a location, or a time in this case. Tempo, poka. Tempo is time, poka is nearby or the side. So altogether, this first sentence is, you leave from sleep at a side time, a nearby time, or more appropriately, you just woke up. And then the second sentence, taso. So that's at the start of the sentence, meaning it's but or however. Linya sina, there's that again. We're talking about your hair. Li, awen pona. Awen is a preverb, something is staying or continuing to be true. Pona is good. Tawa is a preposition, and that's to or for. Lukin, to the eyes. That is tawa lukin, to the eyes. So altogether, this sentence is, but your hair is still good to my eyes. Or more appropriately, your hair still looks great. Working that all together, we get, you just woke up a bit ago, but your hair still looks fantastic. So we're essentially giving the same compliment as before to your friend with the amazing hair, but this time we're adding context to the compliment. The added context, that is, they just woke up, it gives a little boost to the compliment. I mean, your hair isn't just good. I would have expected some bedhead, but no, you just woke up and your hair is still great. In other words, the compliment isn't just said for its own sake. There is a specific reason why you're so impressed, and explaining that adds to the compliment. Let's try another example. What if you wanted to give a more intimate compliment, like for a partner or a very close friend? You need to have established trust to be able to give a compliment like this, but we can still explore what it would look like in Toki Pona. If you're close enough to somebody that you're playing with their hair, a compliment to the feeling of their hair could be very welcome. And here's a way you might say that. Linya, sina, li, sui, a, tawa, pilin. Mi, wile, lape, lon, pona. Linya sina, li, suia, tawa pilin. Mi wile lape lon ona. So let's work this example. Linya sina, again, your hair. Li suia, we have our emotion particle on sui, that is sweet or cute. Tawa, the preposition. Pilin, to feelings or emotions. So this sentence altogether is, your hair is very soft to the touch. I'll quickly note that I'm figuring out it's soft and not just cute because of the tawapilin here, to the feelings. In other words, we're explicitly clarifying that sui is about your physical experience. Soft. Continuing to the next sentence. Mi wile lape lon ona. Mi, so now you're talking about yourself. Wile, a preverb to want or need. Lape, rest or sleep. Lon, we have our preposition that means location. And ona, third person pronoun referring back to Linya. And so, bringing this all together, the translation is something like, your hair is soft to the touch. I want to rest on it. In this compliment, the focus shifts from just what you like. You're adding on something about your own feelings, how you relate to what you're complimenting. In the right context, and with somebody who's receptive, this type of compliment can be lovely. And you'll probably have noticed that these compliments have been getting more complex as we've gone on. Adding a bit more detail to the way you're feeling, the experience you've had, or the vibe you'd like to express, these things can help your compliment feel more earnest. It isn't phatic. That is, it's not something you're saying just to say, or because you feel obligated to. There's a reason you're giving this compliment. It means something to you, and you want it to mean something to them. Alright, that's enough hair compliments. Let's try another subject. Let's imagine your friend is in an archery contest, and you came to watch, but you weren't totally sure what to expect. In the contest, your friend gets a super impressive score and places first, so you have lots of congratulations to give when you see them afterward. You come up to them and say, Mi, lon, tenpo, utala, li, lukin, e, sina. Sina, wawa, mute. Sina, sona, wawa. E, nasin, pi, ilo, alasa. Mi kama wile sona e ona. That's a lot, so let me read over that and then we'll work this example. Mi lon tenpo utala li lukin e sina. Sina wawa mute. Sina sona wawa e nasin pi ilo alasa. Mi kama wile sona e ona. Alright, and now to work this, at the start, me, first person pronoun, we're talking about ourselves. Lon, preposition, where something is happening. Tempo, utala. So tempo is time, and utala is a fight or competition. That's that archery contest that we were talking about. Li. Okay, so there's another verb happening, and it still has the same subject, me. Li lukin, to view or see. E sina. We were looking at you. And then separate sentence. Here I use an interpunct to mark the end of the prior sentence while we're on the same line. Sina wawa mute. So let's work that more fully. Mi lon tenpo utala, I was at the archery contest. Li lukin e sina, I saw you. Separately, sina wawa mute, you, wawa is powerful, mute is a lot, so you are very impressive. Second sentence, sina sona wawa e nasin pi ilo alasa. Sina, we're talking about you. Sona wawa. Sona is to know or understand, and wawa is essentially making that more intense, making it more, a lot like mute does over here. Sona wawa, you very impressively understand. E nasin. Nasin is road or path, but it's also like way or methodology, how something is done. Nasin pi ilo alasa. Ilo is tool, something you can use. Alasa is hunt or search. And so ilo alasa is referring to that bow. Nasin is a method, so nasin pi ilo alasa is the way you use a bow. And then back to the subject here, sina sona wawa, you are very impressive in your understanding of how to use a bow. One more sentence. Me, talking about ourselves. Kama, so kama is arriving. Here it's a preverb, so something is changing. It is becoming the case. Wile, also a preverb, to want or need. Sona, to know or understand. So, mi kama wile sona. I have become wanting to understand. That is, now I want to know. E ona, here ona is referring back to nasin. That is, nasin pi ilo alasa, the way to use a bow. So, bringing this whole translation together. I was at the archery contest, watching you. You did great. You are very skilled with a bow. Now I want to learn how to use a bow. Obviously, that English translation is a bit different from the literal of the Toki Pona, but certainly you can see how those two different statements work together and relate. And I've picked a very specific example here, but I want to be clear that this works for essentially any skill. Your friend probably knows that they're skilled, but it feels good to be seen and to be recognized for the skills that you have. On top of that, if you're sincerely interested, showing excitement for somebody else's hobby is a great way to connect and to show how much their excitement means to you. Alright, now that we've gotten through that one, let's work another example. So as an alternative, let's imagine your friend is especially skilled at crochet. They're showing off some of their work, and you get so excited by what you see that you say, now let me write it out. Sina, sona, pali, e, soweli, len, sui. Pona, li, sui, wawa, mi, wile, e, ona. Sina, sona pali, e, soweli, len, sui. Ona, li, sui, wawa. Mi, wile, e, ona. So let's work that. Sina, sona pali, e, soweli, len, sui. Okay, what's going on here in our verb? We know sina. Sona pali. So sona is also a preverb, and as a preverb, it means to be skilled in. In other words, sina sona pali. Well, pali is to work, do, or create, so that's you are skilled in creating. E, soweli, len, sui. Remember, we were talking about crochet, so len is talking about the crochet thread you use. It's not thread, right? It's yarn. Anyway, sui is talking about cuteness once again, and soweli is critter. Small, fuzzy land critter. Well, not necessarily small, but in this case, fits in your hand. Cute little fuzzy guy, made of yarn. So bringing this all together, you are so good at making crochet critters. All right, that's our emotion particle, but I've put a little flair on it to indicate that it's not just it's as in, wow, the little sound you make when you see something so cute. Ona li sui wawa. Ona is referring back to the soweli len sui. Sui is doing the exact same thing as doing before, but now we're taking a little bit more time to clarify that it's not just sui. It's sui wawa. Very, very sui. Very cute. And then, mi wile e ona. I want one. I want to have them. Ona is still referring back to soweli len sui. And so, bringing this all together, the overall translation is about expressing your excitement. You're super good at making cute yarn animals. It's so cute. I want one. And this is another aspect of expressing a good compliment. Like before, you're talking about what they're skilled in, and like before, you're talking about how that makes you feel. But a big part of a good compliment is how you present it and yourself. Your wording can express your excitement, and so can your face, tone, and body language. If you're excited for your friend as you compliment them, the compliment works that much better. For Toki Pona, that just means showing your sincere feelings the way you feel them. Let's try another example. What if you're visiting a friend's home and you're interested in the cool stuff they've collected and displayed on their shelves, or the lovely arrangement of their furniture? Sometimes, a compliment can redirect just a bit, asking for somebody to tell a story about something they care about. So let's say, Tomo, sina, li, pona, tawa, mi. Io, wawa, mute, li, lon. Ni, li, seme. Seme, la, sina, yo, e, ona. And let's work that. So, tomo, sina, li, pona, tawa mi. Io wawa mute li lon. Ni li seme. Seme la sina yo e ona. So the first sentence. Tomo. Well, that's room, house, building, a place of dwelling, or perhaps a protective structure. Basically, somewhere where it's safe to be, especially a home. So, tomo sina, your home. Li pona a, very good. Tawa mi, to me, in my opinion. Next sentence. Io wawa mute. Well, io is just things in general. So we're not specifying something, it's just things. There's things around the whole house. Io wawa mute. So many impressive things. Li lon. This one's not a preposition. This one's just the word lon to say something exists, it is present. So, io wawa mute li lon. That is, many impressive things are present, are here. And it's strongly implied the thing they're lon, the thing they're present at, is tomo. Next sentence, ni li seme. This is quite literal. Ni is this or that. So we're pointing something out and then going, what's that? Because seme is how to ask a question. It goes into a blank in the sentence. And the listener's job is to fill that blank. It's basically like saying, what? So, this is what? Or, more aptly, what is this? And then, seme la sina yo e ona. So, seme la, that one's a bit abstract, but you can basically imagine it as meaning whatever type of question you need. Here it's how. That is to say, what is the context in which you obtained it? Seme la, so how or by what means or any sort of other answer. Did you, sina, yo, to have, hold, possess, e ona. How did you get it? So bringing that all together, the full translation here is, your home is lovely. To me. There are so many cool things here. What's this? How did you get it? And here's a quick tip as far as compliments go. A lot of people love to talk about themselves, whether their skills, their interests, their friends, any part of their story, and something they love. And giving them that opportunity to tell you about something that they love can be just as fun for them telling the story as you hearing it. All right, I have one more. Mi, tu, li, toki, mute, la, mi, pilin, pona, mute. Tempo, kama, la, sina, wile, ala, wile, tawa, musi. This one is actually not just a compliment. It's a prompt too. Let's work it and find out how. Mi tu li toki mute la mi pilin pona mute. Tempo kama la sina wile ala wile tawa musi. So the first sentence, me. So we're talking about ourselves, but it's explicitly clarified that we're talking about me too. Tu is both the number two and to divide things, to split things in half. And so me too is the two of us. Li, toki, mute. Toki is to speak, talk, communicate in any way, shape, or form. So toki mute, talk a lot. La, so all this back here is context for something else. Mi pilin pona mute. pilin is to feel or experience, to touch. So here, it's describing me, what me does. And there's no so this is an emotion for sure. Mi pilin pona mute. I feel very good. Putting these two together, when the two of us talk a lot, I feel very good. Next sentence. Tenpo kama la. Okay, tenpo is time, kama is arriving, so the arriving time, that's the future. Sina, talking to you. Wile, to want or need. Ala wile. Okay. The first word in the verb is doubled around ala. So that means we have a question. Sina wile ala wile. Do you want or not want? Tawa musi. Now, this one could be a preposition, or it could be a verb unto itself. Here, it's a verb. Tawa musi. To move in a fun way, or to dance. And so, bringing this all together, the translation is, when the two of us talk lots, I feel great. Later, would you want to go dance? And that's really cute. So, let's bring this all together. The takeaway here, the common thread, is actually something that works in any language, not just in Toki Pona. Compliments aren't just about the words you say. They're about how you say them and how you feel them too. But Toki Pona does more than give you the tools for compliments. The sincerity and literalness of Toki Pona excels at expressing compliments. Now, that said, I have a last-minute wrench to throw in the mix, and then I'll pull it right out. No worries. You see, something I haven't discussed here is subtext. Often, when giving a compliment, the giver will have more feelings, more to say, beyond the literal interpretation of their words. In some contexts, a compliment is more than just a compliment. It can be a silent admission of pride, or a quiet way to show attraction, or a shy expression of your excitement for a shared hobby or interest. Or, a compliment can just be a compliment, an honest compliment. I'll be frank here. Subtext is not something I'm good at, but I find it hard to believe that Toki Pona has no subtext. You might run into it. Subtext is in people, in a sense. But fortunately, Toki Pona gives us one more tool to navigate that challenge. Its earnestness, its sincerity, makes it just a little bit easier to ask, how are you feeling? What are you thinking? Sina pilin seme. Sina wile toki eseme. Thank you so much for watching. Say something nice to a friend today. Have a good one.